Have you ever looked at a relationship in your life and thought, I know this is hurting me, so why can't I let it go? You see the red flags. You feel the exhaustion. You know, logically, that this bond is toxic, and yet your mind keeps pulling you back. That's not weakness. That's psychology. Let's talk about why the mind holds on to toxic bonds long after the heart is tired. At first, toxic bonds don't feel toxic. They feel intense, emotional, magnetic. There's a spark that feels rare, almost addictive. The highs are high. The connection feels deep, and your brain mistakes intensity for meaning. Your mind loves patterns. When a relationship gives you extreme highs and extreme lows, your brain gets confused. It doesn't know when peace will come, so it stays alert. And that alertness, it feels like attachment. This is why calm relationships sometimes feel boring to people used to chaos. Their nervous system learned love in survival mode. Here's a simple example. Imagine a relationship where one day you feel deeply wanted, and the next day you feel ignored. That unpredictability keeps your brain engaged. It's like pulling a lever on a slot machine. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, but the maybe keeps you playing. That's not love. That is intermittent reinforcing, and your brain is very bad at walking away from it. Another reason the mind holds on to toxic bonds is familiarity. Pain you recognize feels safer than peace you don't understand. Even when something hurts, if it's familiar, your brain labels it as known territory. Healthy unknown feels risky. Unhealthy familiar feels controllable. So your mind chooses what it knows even if it hurts. Toxic bonds also attach to your identity. You don't just love the person. You love the version of yourself that exists with them. There's also hope involved. Dangerous hope. Your mind holds on to the potential of the relationship, not the reality. You replay good memories. You focus on who they were at the beginning. You convince yourself that if you try harder, communicate better, love deeper, things will return to how they were. But potential is not a promise. Hope keeps toxic bonds alive longer than they should be. Let's add a little humor, because this part is painfully relatable. You remember the one nice message they sent 3 months ago and ignore the 20 ways they hurt you since. Your brain goes, see, they can be good. Selective memory is a powerful trap. Another reason toxic bonds are hard to break is emotional investment. You've already spent time, energy, tears, patience. Walking away feels like admitting it was all for nothing. So, your mind says, just a little longer. Maybe it will pay off. That's called the sunk cost fallacy, and it keeps people stuck far longer than love ever should. Toxic bonds also trigger fear of abandonment. Even if the relationship hurts, losing it feels worse. Silence feels worse. Starting over feels terrifying. So your mind chooses pain over emptiness, because pain feels like connection. Silence feels like loss. And here's the quiet truth. The mind doesn't hold on to toxic bonds because they feel good. It holds on to them because they feel necessary. But necessary is not the same as healthy. Breaking a toxic bond isn't just about leaving a person. It's about retraining your nervous system, teaching your mind that calm does not mean boring, that safety does not mean losing intensity, that love does not have to hurt to be real. That takes time, and it takes compassion for yourself. Because if you're holding on to a toxic bond, it doesn't mean you're weak. It means your mind learned connection through chaos, and it's trying to protect you the only way it knows how. Healing doesn't start with force. It starts with understanding. Understanding that attachment is not always love. That longing is not always connection. That familiarity is not always safety. And one day, when your mind finally lets go, it won't be because you stopped caring. It'll be because you finally chose peace over chaos. Don't forget to subscribe and like.